this is a very interesting one. This comes out of New Jersey. There is a woman who has been so upset with the way her HOA has been run. She has taken her board of directors to court numerous times. And each and every time that she's taken someone to court on the board or the entire board or the association over an issue, she's lost. Well, what did she do this last time around? Well, she ended up with another lawsuit, of course, but this time the lawsuit was filed against the judge who had been listening to those cases in court. The woman is named Chris Ann J. She's been fighting a legal battle against her homeowner association called the Oak Knoll Villages Homeowners Association for several years. What the big issue is, or one of them, I'll tell you in just a few moments here. But she has found herself on the losing side of the case each and every time. So civil court, that is what it's for, is for someone who disagrees with someone else to civilly to go through and try to determine who might be at fault. We're not talking about a crime that's been committed. We're talking about a disagreement of opinion, disagreement of an outlook of how things are being handled. And so she's taken those issues to court, which is her right as a citizen and for due process. But apparently that is not sufficient for her because she has not ever received anything in her favor. What makes it terrible, she says, I'm now suing the judge because she says the judge has decided against me each and every time, not because I have a lack of merit in my case. She said it was due to unfair treatment by the judges because she has chosen to act as her own attorney. I think it was, I think Mr. T had something to say about that.
Cut out the jibber jabber. Don't be babbling like a fool. Say what you got to say. That's all. Then shut your dang pie hole.
Yeah, well, that was one way of saying it. I think probably Abraham Lincoln said it a little bit more eloquently.
He got the gist of it.
Yeah. I guess maybe Abraham Lincoln probably said it a little bit better. He said the person who represents themselves in court has a fool for a client. So I guess there's that idea of being a fool, but said probably a little bit better with Abraham Lincoln.
Probably a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, probably a little bit. I agree with you. But that was the issue. She said, I don't think that I've been heard because I think they've been discriminating against me, is what she said. They have not treated me with equity or with fairness. You need to remember, folks, if you go to court and wish to represent yourself as an attorney, you need to know how the game is played. You need to know when you can interrupt, when you can ask questions, when you can be respectful in approaching the judge, when you can be the whole system for our courts is done so with great purpose and with great care to give everybody their chance, or as the saying goes, their day in court, to be able to have their say. But to do that, a person needs to know what's going on. In this particular case, here was a woman who was so upset, and because she wasn't getting her way with her HOA, she just said, "You know what? That's it. I'm going to take it to court because we're going to have someone else make you guys do what I want." Well, she quickly found out that each and every time, I mean, this was a process over a couple years, And not one, but several judges heard her case, not once, but several times. And each and every time it was ruled in favor of the association. And the reason for that is quite simple. As we've already mentioned on the show today, when you enter into a homeowners association, there is a private contractual agreement that you have bound yourself together with the others in that association on how you will handle things, on how things will be governed, who has authority to enter into contracts, how those people are elected to be able to have that authority, what a board member can do, what they can't do. And if that process really bothers you, if you stop and think about it and say, as long as everybody's going my way, I guess I'm fine with it. But if you get to a point where you say, I can't live with things that aren't done my way because you think of it as simply a matter of your freedom being taken away, well, then you need to, I think, take a serious step back and ask yourself, were you really meant to live in an HOA? For some people, I think the issue really comes down to that. If you don't know how to play well in the sandbox with the other kids, you shouldn't be in the sandbox. And if you cannot live in an HOA where at times the way things are going to be governed, the way the majority of the people are going to speak, and what they're going to decide, if that's not what you want and you find that intolerable, then you need to be civil about it, and you should move out and realize HOA living is not for me. Well, we're going to talk more about this case. What was it that this woman was so upset with? Well, we'll tell you, but after this break.